G'day everyone and welcome to this lesson for Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Now this isn't really a drumming song, it's based heavily around the acoustic guitar, so I've grabbed some of those acoustic guitar bits and tried to copy them on the acoustic drums. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, some of the stuff you might just have to leave out, but hopefully we can get you up and jamming, so let's jump on the kit and see what happens. Most of the percussion sounds in this song are actually done on acoustic guitar, so I'm getting pretty creative to try and copy those sounds on acoustic drums. If you don't have these extra bits and pieces, I'll try and break down a few different ways so that you can play along with the song as well, but I've got an extra set of hi-hats and a jam block just because I think they copy the sounds a little bit better. To start with, we've got like a dead fret sound, which is probably just 3 or 4 fingers running along the guitar while dead fretting with the other hand. And then there's also kind of a boom and a knock. So I'm going to use the kick drum as the boom and the jam block as the knock, and this is what I've come up with. For that really fast triplet, I'm playing a sticking of right, left, left, which means that your right hand's free to move over to your jam block. In this case, if you didn't have a jam block, just use your snare drum, or maybe you could just hit on the rim of the snare drum, and that would still sound pretty good. And then also, if that triplet is a bit tricky, just leave it out. Just play straight 8s over the top, a really nice simple beat to kick us off into the verse. Anyway, in the next bit, in the pre-chorus, we have some hand claps come in, and they kind of kick off this rhythm that we're going to continue on through the chorus. So I'm going to grab the hand claps and put them on my left foot, but once again, if you don't have an extra set of hi-hats, just leave them out. So this next groove will sound like this. There is a little stop in there, but I'm sure you'll be able to pick it out because it's fairly easy to hear. Then we move on to the chorus, and I can still hear that dead strum pattern going, so I'm going to keep the hi-hats going, but move the snare drum back just a smidge and add an extra kick drum, so we'll end up with a pattern like this. An easier version of that chorus would be to just play 16th notes on the hi-hats like this. So hopefully that's helpful and something that you can use when you're jamming along to the song. There are just a couple of fills. There's one that comes in after 4 and just goes E and A on the snare drum, just like this. And then the fill at the end of the first chorus is just on the snare drum as well, with a little pattern that goes like this. We go back into the verse with our percussive acoustic guitar loop, and then we add those claps in again if you're up for it. Then we go into our chorus again, and so then the next section that we need to look at is the bridge, and that's pretty straightforward. I'm going to keep those claps going with my left foot, but I'm also going to add the rim of the snare drum just like this. And then halfway through that bridge, we add the boom and the tap back on the body of the acoustic guitar. So I'm going to use the kick drum and the snare drum once again. The end of that bridge takes us into our last choruses, using just the same fills as we've been using in the other choruses, and then that takes us right up to the very end of the song. So hopefully that's been helpful. I know I got pretty creative with that one, but I reckon you'll be able to grab something out that you'll be able to play so that if you're jamming along to the song, it'll sound really cool. Anyway, happy practicing, and I'll catch you guys at the next lesson.